There's the green light. Let's get going today. Am I looking like a maniac? I didn't shave today. I'm having a hard time keeping up. So what are you going to do? Change the save. Click there. That's good. I don't know. Link copy to clipboard. Let me go post our link on the website. Website is jollyrogerukulele.com. And shift link. Edit. Settings. Open new window. Open. Update. And update. Alright, so that'll get everybody coming in. Today we're playing Kumbaya and This Little Light of Mine. We played Kumbaya is the first time arrangement for ukulele I've ever done, which is funny. And This Little Light of Mine, we had the ukulele version before. Now we have a baritone version of it. Jolly Roger ukulele.com. Patience, that pops up. I hit tweet. Alright, and that's done. Alright, so all set on Twitter, all set on the website, I think. Let me go make sure it's working. And then we'll say hello to everybody, and then we'll play them very quickly. They're not terribly challenging songs, but they're wonderful. And there we go. Nice. All right. I'm going to close that out. And Linda is already in. Hey, Linda. Good to see you. I should be downloading these songs because they're not in my gadget here. Let me get these over here while everybody walks in. Download ukulele T cloud. Takes forever to scroll down to the T's. There we go. HI 3. There we go. This. We did This Land Is Your Land? I don't remember doing that. This Little Light of Mine, baritone. This Little Light of Mine, ukulele. Download. Okay. Always. Okay. Okay, there's the T song. And the other song, Kumbaya. Never done Kumbaya. Isn't that something? Never even wrote it out for ukulele till this morning. J, K, L, Kumbaya. Let's go over here. Let's back out to the K's. This is our first ever K song. How exciting. Kumbaya, baritone, Kumbaya, ukulele. Download, yes. Okay, we're ready to play music. Who else wanted in? Hey, Laurel, happy Tuesday. Good to see you. Red is here. I look okay. I need a shave. I have not quite gotten back up to 100% yet, so I was figured I would dress the part. I'm 80% looking fab. Ronnie, good to see you. Sunny in 66 in New Mexico. Bruce is in. Sunny in 83 out in Virginia, beating New Mexico. Way to go, Bruce. Way to take command of the weather. Diane, waiting for the bad weather. Yeah, we're supposed to get a whole... we might get snow tonight, they were saying. What are you going to do? Arlo is here. Elizabeth is here. Sound is good, she says. Okay, good. I've got the wide camera on. I want to talk to you guys just a little bit about that while I'm doing this. Which means the microphone's way over there. The other one is still here, hidden. I'm going to try taking this one and hiding it down here, but it's pretty far away, so I got to speak up. Chris is in. Hi, Chris. Sound is good. Sunny in Eugene, 62 degrees. Sunny and 62 in Eugene. That's a perfect day in Eugene. Apologize, my alarm clock is going off. I laid down for a second between classes. Let's see. Lynn is in. Good afternoon. Another lovely weather day in New Jersey. We'll take it. Pauline, 67 and sunny up there in California. Perfect day. Perfect day in the Bay Area. Marianne Ann from Michigan. Another beautiful day. Gosh, guys, Denver has the worst weather of everybody. What the heck? Carol, cloudy and a few drops of rain up in Lathrop. Okay. 68 and raining in Cuenca. Well, it rains a lot in Cuenca, so I don't know if that's necessarily a bad day. Linda, grapple down here already coming down. Okay. And Q's here, sitting in on this class. Nancy, 83 and sunny in beautiful downtown Florida. So yeah, awesome. Well, guys, we're going to be cleaning house the next couple of weeks on the website. Main goal is to get it where everything on the public page has a baritone and a ukulele version, and everything on the public page is done. So as you have figured out, this business of being done in music is never a thing. It's one of the things we dream about, but it doesn't really happen. So I'd like to start with Kumbaya today on ukulele. We have never done Kumbaya on ukulele ever, and so this is a brand new arrangement as of this morning, and so we'll play it and see how it goes and see what we think. So what I'm working on, basically the ukulele and baritone tab on the menu of the website has what I'm wanting. Basically, when you start somebody new playing, you just go to book 1 and you just work your way down all of those lessons. And once you're done with book 1 and you've finished lesson 30, which is really meant for teachers just to give students a double check on what they can play. I usually use lesson 30 as, hey, bring in a piece of Tuff you can play it for the class. That's usually what we did. And many of you have been through that, and many of you were like, yeah, I remember it like it was yesterday. But to give students a chance to just show that they've learned something, right? And then book 2, what I want is for people to be able to go down, like if you're a teacher and you're like, all right, we're going to play America songs, right? And there'll be a little group of those, or cowboy songs, or celebrations, or Irish tunes, or classical music, French music, Italian music, Spanish music. This group we're working on right now is ukulele for the spirit, right? Stuff that's maybe a little bit on the churchy side, and I definitely, there's a few other songs I'd like to stick in there. I don't tend to teach very much spiritual stuff in the city classes that I teach, as I always feel like there's some sort of a conflict of interest there. But you guys can always just unplug if you don't like what we're doing. I want to clean up the Stephen Foster stuff. It seems like we did more than just 3 songs, but maybe not. I don't remember. And then of course we have a good showing of Tin Pan Alley. And so theoretically, when somebody wants to start playing ukulele, they can go down. There's about 80 songs all together there. If they got all the way down to "Yes, We Have No Bananas," they'd be a fine musician, and they would really owe you something for getting them started on that. And then, of course, after that, the arpeggios. And I'm gonna finish up the theory and composition book. That'll be a small book, but it'll be important. And then, of course, the Christmas music, and then all that modern music that's showing up in the member section. So there should be plenty of ways for people to get started, stay going, turn this into a lifelong pursuit of happiness. And so hopefully all that stuff's starting to make some sense. Linda's here, Matt Q, and Q is saying push this button. Jacqueline's here, Linda's in, and Antonio as well. Good to see you, Antonio. All right, guys, Kumbaya. We think the song came from Africa. We don't, with a lot of these old songs, we don't know where it came from, but well known in the United States anyway. I think probably well known around the world. And I would say, it's one of these Boy Scout campfire type songs. And it's not gonna tax you too hard. Okay. Here's the thing, though. If you do a duet, you've got to allow the long notes to be long notes. And so, Vic says, I'm so good to you. I'm so good to you guys. No, it's a little bit of a joke, right? I want for you to have a way of playing music not only just on ukulele, but music, right? Just on any instrument, and have the confidence and skills to approach. If you decided, you know what, I'm sick of ukulele, I'm going to switch over to banjo, that you would have the skill set available to do that. So I want to make sure to always be just helping you get to this higher level. Some of you are going to become arrangers, some of you are going to become composers, some of you are going to become the best ukulele player in your neighborhood, and some of you are just getting started. And there's all these layers that we want to work people up to, and so that's what hopefully the website is going to be continuing to help you guys get further and further along, as well as giving you an opportunity, if you wanted to teach somebody, to say, hey, I'm not making up any of this, just go to this. I have a student right now, she's working her way down the list, and just keep sending me emails. Thank you, right? Because you really can. You can just start down there and teach yourself how to play now. All right, Kumbaya. The big thing is let the long notes be long notes. So we've talked about it before. When you see a long note, you really need to be counting it in some form or fashion. So on this one, someone's crying, my lord, 4, 1, 2. Kumbaya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. You can count it that way. You can count it as someone's crying, my lord. Kumbaya. Someone. So you want to make sure, especially if you're playing duets, that you give adequate room for those long notes. Accompanist should know, someone's crying, my lord. Kumbaya, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Someone's crying, my lord. 2, 3, 4. Kumbaya. Right? So you want to make sure that those long notes in your head, you're counting them. I recommend you don't tap your foot. That's the one thing that beginning musicians have a tendency to do, because that's what they taught us to do in elementary school. Tap your foot to help keep time. The problem is that if you've ever been to an elementary school band concert, everybody's tapping their foot, and there's always half a dozen kids that are tapping it at the wrong space, right, in the wrong time. And then the problem is then the whole room feels like there's a drum going on, clonk, 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 clonk. So try not to tap your foot. Feel it in your body. A little bit of this goes a long way, right? Or if you have to tap, squish your toe or something inside of your shoe. Most of you guys are hippies, so you don't wear shoes anyway. But you know what I'm saying. Find some way to kind of keep track of the timing, so that you don't come in early. Tablature players, we always come in early, and you've probably heard me do it a million times too. And so we want to just make sure to have some mechanism in place to keep us from coming in earlier. As a soloist, you get a little flexibility with that, but this type of song, people are going to start singing along with you right away, and so you may not get to be much of a soloist here. Let's talk about chords. Chords are not too much here. So D chord, someone's crying, my lord. G chord, Kumbaya. Someone's crying, my lord. Kumbaya. Okay, go to A. Isn't that a weird place to go? Okay, someone's crying, my lord. Kumbaya. Oh Lord. Kumbaya. Okay, so that's just a 4-chord song, and take a minute to think about it. Right, we like to do our little deal. D is your main chord. D, E, F. Should be a G chord in here, and there sure is. Should be an A chord in here, sure are. And the other one here would be D, E, F, G, A. B minor. What? And it's an F sharp minor. Okay, so that throws the whole thing off. That's why that chord sounds so cool when you get to it. It's like, what? That's the wrong chord. And it's a really, really nice moment in the song. All right, let's play the melody. Make sure you know what it is. Most people know this. 1, 2, 2-beat canon. 1, 2. 3, 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. 1, 2. 2. 4, 1, 2. 1, 2. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. And then you go back and repeat the whole thing. And so not a ton there, but again, making the most of your opportunity to play those. Like I've been telling you guys for weeks now that I need to change strings on both of my ukuleles. It does not, when your strings are dead, you're not going to get 6 beats out of them. And this ukulele is sounding like I'm playing a rock. And you're just not going to get those long notes out. If you got fresh set of strings on, got yourself tuned up, your strings are 4 weeks old, so they're now officially in tune, you're going to get nice long ukulele play out of it. All right, let's talk about Tuff Uke. We'll talk a little bit about my arrangement, a little about some things that I was thinking of when we're putting this together. So first of all, grab your D chord and play the first 2 notes. Full D chord. Okay, and that little 2 there is optional, but I think it sounds nice. And then switch to your G chord. Okay, let's talk about the tied notes. You see on the melody, you've got a tied note. Someone's crying, my Lord. Well, I'm giving you a chord at the beginning of that and at the end of that. So be careful not to overdo the second chord. So in other words, you don't want that to sound like you're putting in a new melody note there. Right? You don't want to do that. Just you want to hit it, but you're basically putting a period on the end of the sentence. So when you see a chord that's wrapping up a series, don't overdo that one. Hey, Kat. Hey, Clay. Both of you guys are coming in. Good to see you. So that's the skill set right there on this piece of music. Is you're going to put in a chord at the beginning of the long note and at the end, but you don't want the end chord to sound like a new melody note. You just want it to be sort of telling them, okay, now let's keep singing. Okay, let's go pick up into 5. 2, 2. Here's your F sharp minor. Isn't that beautiful? Here's what's going on there. The main chord is D, E. You're putting in the 3rd minor here, which is not out of the question. It happens. If you were playing in C, it's not uncommon for you to play in E minor, C, D, E minor, right? That comes up as so, and that's what's really going on here. You're playing the minor 3rd, and it is kind of cool. Okay, so that's what's going on there. Measure 5, ready, play. These two I debated about. I went in and put them in. I'm not sure that they're exactly right. Well, they're right, but I don't know if they're necessary. In the middle of 13, the last 2 2s in 13 are decoration. I would normally do a little up run, but the melody is so low there, I didn't want to put something up higher. So what you're ending up with is Lord, boom, boom, boom. Oh, Kumbaya. So you can debate, you can decide whether to put those 2 2s in the measure of 13, or just leave them out. Either one of them, either way it works. I played it both ways a bunch of times. I was like, put them in. Okay, and then note that the song starts off at a little bit higher pitch and ends up at a pretty low pitch, and so you may find that plucking your ukulele is going to make more sense. So let's try that. Let's go through. Try plucking it this time and just see what you think. 1, 2. So plucking it there is some gives you much different feeling. I don't know if it's better or not, but it's different. And those of you with low G ukuleles, you don't need to listen to this next sentence. When your lowest note's a D, and the arrangement says, oh, you should also pluck this top string, and you're a high G, the string you hit here, your fourth string, is a note higher than the pitch that you're hitting as the melody note. So when you are doing that down there, and you see all those twos and with a two underneath them, you got to be careful to make sure to make this, your third string, louder, because that's your melody, than in the accompaniment note, which is actually higher pitched. And so for those of you on high G ukulele, this is an opportunity to work on that skill set of making sure you hit them at the same time, but putting a little bit more emphasis on the low note so that the high note doesn't take over and become the melody note. And so just be mindful. This piece, while it's fairly basic, fairly simple in its overall structure, there are skill sets here that you can probably turn into something meaningful. And to get it right, that's one of the things. I don't spend a lot of time worrying about getting things right in art, but I do think that with this piece, you can certainly do it better or worse. Bar on 2, pinky on 5 to finish out the song the second time you come around. Okay, make sure you hit that 5 clean, because that's your high D. And then so that's it. So that's the song. So we'll play it through a couple of times, and then we'll try the baritone, and then we'll sneak over and look at this little light of mine. I will tell you, this is funny. I think it's funny. You should never say something. You should never say, this is funny, and then say something, and then people are like, it's not funny. A couple years ago, Bernice, who lives here in town, invited me to come to the Mensa meeting. And Mensa is for people who are smart, and they wanted me to come. I'm like, I don't think that I think they'll punch me if I come in that room. And so we went over and did my intro to ukulele day 1 class, and we had a great time. And of course they're Mensans, and so they're really overthinking everything, right? They're like, well, what's the strings material made out of? They're worried about stuff they don't need to worry about. And I had answers to all their questions, which I was like, whew, got out of that one. But at the end of the class, I said, all right, well, which song out of this little booklet do you want to play? And in that little booklet, this guy, I don't know if it's still in here. I think it is. Do I still have Kumbaya on here? H-I-J. I think I took it out because it was actually too hard to sing. Yeah, I took it out. But I used to have Kumbaya on here. And one of them says, well, I've always wanted to sit around and sing Kumbaya. And I said, all right, let's do it. So I had all the Mensans singing Kumbaya. Most of them were not into singing, that turned out, but yeah, and of course all of them probably had a significant music background, but here they were with ukuleles, and they were all jumping in, doing it, and just making it happen. So it's kind of fun. All right, here we go. 2 times through, and make it beautiful. 1, 2. Underneath someone. I'm going to make that go away. From the top, 1, 2. Last time through. Bar chord. Okay, there you go. Kumbaya on ukulele. Baritone players. D chord, G chord, F sharp minor. Yeah, your F sharp minor is your only really tough one in there, right? All right, there we go. There's Kumbaya from ukulele. Let's go try it on the baritone and make sure it plays the same. Dun, 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 dun. All right, Kumbaya, baritone version. All right, ukulele players, A, D, E, and C sharp minor. My very first musical that I ever wrote, Altoid. He was a spaceman he was an alien. He came down to take a vacation on Earth. You know, you do what you can when you're getting started in songwriting. Was in A, right? So this is probably the key that I loved the most because that was my most important moment in my life. Ukulele players, your A chord is here. Okay, remember the little booklet? A chord is here. Your D chord is here. C sharp minor. Oh my gosh. Bar on 4. Ring finger on 6. That's your C sharp minor. So it's way up there. And then E chord is also on bar on 4, pinky here. Now, if you're paying attention, you remember F chord, ukulele players? Remember how much we loved F chord? And then we moved it up one to F sharp, and then we moved it up to another one to G. And you're like, G? I have an easier G than that. And then you moved it up to one more, G sharp. Well, look at there. There's an A chord on 4 also. So you've got A chord with the F shape in front on 4. And then D chord, just a bar on 2 with your pinky there. And C sharp minor is back up on 4 with your ring finger. And then E chord is just down here with your pinky finger. So what are you really doing? You're really playing in the key of F, just moved up to fourth fret, like you put a capo on there, which we don't do because it makes me cry. And that's what you could be playing. Okay, so be thinking about that as you're putting together an accompaniment for this. Baritone players, all the same stuff. Let's play the tough axe, tough uke. 1, 2. second ending. Okay. Yeah, that's it. Isn't that lovely? All right, Kumbaya. So now you can sit around the campfire and play Kumbaya. Let's go do this little light of mine. Now you guys, some of you were here last, I think it was September or something, when I came out with this arrangement, and I was like, I hit a home run, and you're all like, I don't even know why he thinks this is so great. But I do, and so you have to think it's great too. I grew up well, we grew up going to church all the time, and every summer we had vacation Bible school, and every summer we had to sing this song, and we did not sing it this way. We did not have minor sevenths in it, and we didn't have some measures be one way and other measures be another way, and so you got a little bit more complex version of this here, and so I think this is a lovely arrangement, but it's not quite the one that I grew up with. So let's run through it. You're on the baritone version of it, guys. Let's do the baritone first. On the baritone version, ukulele players, you've got your G chords. Da-dun, da-dun, da-dun. A minor 7. You remember that one? Think about it for a second. What's that one? All open. Okay, don't hold down anything. Back to your G chord. C chord is in there, A minor 7, G chord, A minor 7, and G chord, A minor 7. Oh, and then you have a B chord. Everything's great until that B chord, right? So B chord is just your B flat moved up one onto the second fret. So it's actually easier than the B flat. That's your B chord. A minor 7th, G, A minor 7th, G, and then your D7, just use your open D7. Okay, or if you want to make it fancy, do a bar on 2 with your middle on 3. All right, ukulele players, you're going to back us up. I'm going to play the melody. Baritone players, play the melody with me, so make sure everybody knows how it goes. And then we'll do one round of the tough uke as well. Melody and chords, ukulele players, I need you right now. 4 beeps per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 4, D7, 2, 3, 4, and then we go back to the top. Baritone players, grab your tough uke. Shouldn't be anything in here you haven't seen before. We'll slow down in a couple spots to make sure you're okay. From the top, 1, 2, ready, play. A minor with the 3, with the pinky. You feel the jazz influence there? 7. A minor with the 3. So that's what you got going on there. Let's go grab the ukulele version and let's talk about it. This little light of mine, ukulele. Valerie, better late than never, I suppose. Yeah, you're just time to finish up with this little light of mine, Valerie. Let's make it happen. Baritone players, you know your C chord? D minor 7th. What's that? D minor 7, D minor 7, D minor 7. Just do a D minor. Just do a regular D minor. I'm trying to remember what it is on ukulele. Oh, it's this one. That's what it is. Just cover up the first two strings and then just this, and then leave the rest open. Okay, that's your D minor 7th. F chord, yeah, sorry, baritones. That's the B flat shape. Your E shape is easy, phew, okay, and then you got a D7 down there, okay. So your chords are less fun than the ukulele chords. Doesn't always work out that way. Ukulele players. Bum ba da ba dum bum. Right? That's what you're looking at. Try to get some cool into it. Let's do it a couple times through. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. That's all I know about ukulele, you guys. That's it. That's the complete list. I think if you're a little bit gentle on those second chords, or what am I talking about? I think for me the hard part on this piece, getting that chord shape around the D minor 7th shape, that's the one area where I'm fighting it just a little bit. But with a tiny bit of practice, you'll be able to nail that thing every single time. And I think my body is still reacting to all this nonsense that's floating around inside of it right at the moment. And so there's a fatigue factor and all this stuff. And so that's that. Tomorrow, I'm not 100% sure what we're going to be playing. It depends. I'm going to have some time to clean up some of this other stuff. I am thinking I'm probably going to knock out our That's Amore, Frere Jacques Douloureux. Remember, we made Frere Jacques as hard as possible to play, and Opere de Mont Blanc, which is another fun one. So we might do some in Italian and French tomorrow. And then I was going to put off America and Buffalo Gals and O Canada and all that stuff to July, but we'll probably just knock it out now and get it cleaned up. And so we're pretty close to having that whole second page just nice and neat. We may need one more week of just cleaning stuff up, but hopefully these are bringing back some memories of last year when we were knocking through those. Some of this is probably feeling pretty reliable at this point, and not too hard to play. Some of the stuff we play is too hard to play, but not that stuff. So that's what I know. Sandy made it in finally as we're wrapping up. Hey, Sandy. And let's see. All right, you guys were busy watching and doing something. I don't know. I am gonna go change strings on my ukuleles because they sound ridiculous, and I'm the teacher. They should sound pretty nice, right? I remember like that in the. You remember it like that in Bible school? Yeah, it's interesting because I was, my mom was pretty serious about church, and so we went every single summer to Vacation Bible School. And this little light of mine is a pretty popular choice of Vacation Bible School, sort of, the end of the day type thing to inspire you to go home and do good. By the way, I will mention I'm not huge on pushing church songs in any way at all, but there are a few that are beautiful, and if you happen to know one from whatever religious background you're in, you're like, more people ought to know about this particular song. You can send me some info on it. I will consider it. Like I say, I don't do a ton of religious songs because I'm normally teaching in a city-sponsored rec center, and I always worry that I'm going to get somebody in there that has an agenda, and I don't have an agenda with music. I don't really care as long as it's got a good melody. I could care less what we play, and so. But if you know a song, you're like, you know what, this is a song that ought to be more people, and it probably needs to have a sort of a universalist type message to it. Send me a note on it. I'll look it up. I'll listen. I'm into it. All right, Vic, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Evelyn, thanks for being here. Pauline. Yeah, thanks, Pauline. You're welcome. Bruce, there you go. Have a wonderful day. Lynn, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Antonio, always good to see you, my man. Chris, you bet, Chris. What are we up to? 336, I think, on the website. Hold on, let's take a look. It'd be fun to see. It keeps growing. 336 songs. We're going to 999. That's my plan. 999, and then we're stopping. All right. Jacqueline, good to see you. Thanks for being here. Kat, enjoyed it so much. Love your arrangement of this little light. Yeah, it's good, right? Every now and then I get a good one. All right, Clay. Good to see you, my man. All right, guys. Have a wonderful day. I'm going to go change strings on my ukulele. That's what I'm going to do. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. And Red, ciao for now to you. And I'll get some stuff posted for you guys tomorrow. And there we go. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.